Hello and welcome back to the Wasteland, everybody. Welcome back to New Vegas. Today we're going to be taking a look at the police pistol. This is one of our last revolvers to look at. This is another 357 revolver, which there's only technically 3 of these, so maybe I should have included it with that video when I did it, but we're going over the police pistol today. This is the pistol that you can find in the Dead Money DLC. It is exclusive to the Dead Money DLC, however you can find quite a lot of these in Dead Money. This isn't quite the same as the 357 revolver, where that one is a gate loading revolver, so you have to load in one round at a time. This is actually a swing open cylinder, so you can swing it open, you can load all 6 rounds in and swing it back. That does make it so the reload speed is really fast on this. This is still weirdly a single action revolver though, even though it does have a faster rate of fire than the 357. It's still a little bit strange overall that it is that way. You'd think it would just be a double action, but I guess that would require a different animation. They could just put the 44 animation on it. I don't know why they chose to do that. Either way, it's cool that we have another 357 weapon. This one requires 0 guns and 4 strength in order to wield. So if you go right to Dead Money, you can actually probably use this with most characters. Most characters are probably going to have more than 4 strength, and 0 guns is very easy to achieve. This one does 30 damage per shot, which is actually pretty good. 60 damage per second. This one does fire at least fairly fast. Has 45 crit damage on it. Weirdly enough, this has more crit damage than it does regular damage, which makes it so for like sneak crits, this one's actually quite good. And if you want to sneak this weapon into areas, it's actually a really good sneak in weapon. This has a 1x crit chance, which is perfectly normal. Only costs 19 action points. It actually makes it really good in a VATS build too. I mean, Lucky is also really good in a VATS build. I would say it's probably better than this, but the police pistol is a decent option for that. This has 0.5 spread, so not terribly inaccurate, not terribly accurate though. It's kind of in the middle for handguns. This holds 6 rounds in it, as you would expect from a revolver. This weighs 3 weight, and it has 225 item health. The item health is actually quite good. That makes it one of the most durable handguns in the game. I think it's only beat out by like the 44 Magnum once you have the heavy cylinder on it, and the regular 357 once you've got the HD cylinder on it, which I think might be the same as it or slightly less than it. So this is a very durable handgun, which is pretty awesome. For the general pros of the police pistol, this one does have pretty good damage per second. It has a really good ammo. The 357 is very common, both in the regular Wasteland and in some of the DLCs like Dead Money and also in Old World Blues. So if you want to rush Dead Money and then go to Old World Blues, the police pistol wouldn't be a bad option to take. And then this also has really good action point costs so that you can use it in VATS pretty often. The main cons to this though are that it's actually not affected by the cowboy perk. I guess that's kind of a minor con, but it is still a revolver, but it's not affected by that for whatever reason. There is a couple of weapons like that where they should be affected by either cowboy or grunt, but they just aren't, or pyromaniac in quite a few cases, but they just aren't for whatever reason. They just weren't coded that way, which is kind of disappointing for the police pistol. I think if it was affected by cowboy, it would actually be quite a bit better, or if it was affected by grunt, since the army, at least at one point in time, used double action revolvers similar to this one. And then this one is also from Dead Money. That is the other major con to this. I guess that one's the actual major con to this. Going to Dead Money early is very difficult. Dead Money is probably one of the more difficult DLCs. It's probably the second most difficult besides Lonesome Road, I would say. Although with Lonesome Road, you can come and go. Once you go to Dead Money, you're locked into Dead Money. So you can't come back, you can't get resupplies, you can't do anything, and you kind of have to go through the whole DLC. And if you go there at an early level, it can be really rough. If you want to rush it and make it a little bit easier on yourself, I would highly recommend you go with the perk Rad Child. That actually makes it super easy to go through Dead Money, because then you don't have to worry about the damage over time from the cloud. The ghost people are still going to give you issues, but if you want to rush it, you can do it that way. And I know not everybody's going to go right into Dead Money right away. I usually don't. It's usually one of the last DLCs that I do. As for perks that actually help with the police pistol, there isn't really any specific perk. Like I said, Cowboy does not affect this one, so that sadly doesn't help it. Pack Rat, I guess, could, thanks to the ammo, but that kind of helps with every type of ammo besides mini nukes. So that one's just a nice quality of life perk, but it can go really on anything, at least if you're playing on the hardcore difficulty. Action point perks are probably the best thing you could invest in with the police pistol if you want to. So Math Wrath or Action Boy or Action Girl can definitely help you there, or something like Gunslinger. If you're dead set on using the police pistol, then those can actually help you out quite a bit. This is also actually a pretty decent weapon in Dead Money, since it isn't the strongest Dead Money weapon, or the strongest weapon you can bring into Dead Money, because if you're counting that, then the Fist of Rar that we talked about not too long ago is the best weapon, and the Bear Trap Fist is probably the second best weapon. The police pistol's decent though. I always keep it on me in Dead Money, especially just to shoot out the radio, since it is accurate enough to do that, and you usually have plenty of 357 rounds. Speaking of ammo, we actually have quite a few different ones. We have the standard 357. This just gets you regular damage, nothing crazy there. You have the 38 special. These break your gun slower, but they do less damage, so they can be kind of useful. You can also buy them in bulk. You have the hollow point rounds. These give you more damage, but give the enemy more armor. Not a big deal if you're fighting unarmored enemies. Luckily, if you're going to Dead Money, I don't think any of the enemies count as being armored besides, I guess, the turrets. The ghost people aren't, and the holograms you can't hurt. And the red roaches don't have any armor either. And then you also have the jacketed flat points, which these ones are pretty awesome. These ones give you more damage and punch through armor and come with absolutely no downside. But you do need to have the handloader perk in order to make these. These ones I would say are one of the best custom ammos in the game. I really enjoy the jacketed flat points. They're pretty cool. And they make it so all the 357 weapons are even better than what they are, which is pretty awesome. For an overall rating for the police pistol, I think I'd put this one up into high B tier. It's actually pretty good as a handgun. It can work really well as a sneak-in weapon. Sadly, I just usually don't get this until I've already gotten through the majority of the game and I go to Dead Money. So the police pistol is not usually on my to-go-to weapons. I'd rather have Lucky if I want a 357 revolver. I like the 44 a little bit more than this. There are other handguns like a light shining in darkness that I like quite a bit more than this too. So the police pistol is kind of an awkward spot, but if you do want to rush Dead Money and you want to bring this back, it will actually make a pretty good handgun. And that same kind of goes with quite a few of the Dead Money weapons. They're actually not that bad. Like the bear trap fist is actually pretty decent and the automatic rifle is actually quite good. So would I recommend the police pistol? Maybe. It's actually pretty decent if you want to rush Dead Money. It's kind of hard to recommend Dead Money because Dead Money is one of the more difficult DLCs. And it's also not everybody's favorite DLC. I actually really like it, but I've played it quite a few times. So things like the holograms and things like the cloud, things like the ghost people and the radios don't bother me that much. Tell me your thoughts on the police pistol down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.